Hello guys, Nexas here, and welcome back to Destiny 2. And in today's video, guys, we're here to give some feedback. Okay, Bungie have requested it, not the tweet that they put up yesterday, but Bungie in one of the recent TWABs, I totally forgot this was a thing. But in one of the TWABs before Season of the Deep came out, they did tell us that in Season of the Deep, we were going to get, of course, this experimental aim down sight reticle for the Shayura's rats. So basically, what they are doing is giving these sorts of scopes to weapons, or they want to implement in the future. They're going to give them these scopes that kind of give you a bit more information when you aim down sights. Now, obviously, they've only given it to the Shayuras right now because they wanted to give us some hands-on feel for it so that we can give them some feedback and if they should bring it into the game or not. So that is why we're doing this. Of course, I don't know if Bungie are going to really watch. I doubt anyone in Bungie watches my videos, okay? Nobody watches my videos, okay? No one really does, okay? They're not good enough. But what I will say is that the feedback for the this Shayura's Wrath, I kind of totally forgot about it, but I feel like most people should do it because if nobody gives any feedback and they think it's okay, people are it's gonna go ahead, and then people might head, you never know. So it is always nice to try it out and everything. It's easier if I kind of go in-game. We'll do PvE first and then PvP, but it's easier to showcase in-game. So without further ado, let's go on some PvE with the Shayura's Wrath. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing, of course, our freaking salvage mission. And this is going to be a Shayura's. Wait for it. But this is going to be the reticle. Now, I know some people might be like, oh, it's hideous. Oh my god. Okay, so this is kind of a taster of what they're going to be giving us. And I will say, it's a little bit clunky, but the way this works is basically, it's going to give you some information. So with things like jumping and everything, when I jump up in the air, you'll see it will start to spread out because obviously it becomes a lot more inaccurate when you're in air and everything. When you do certain things like spraying and everything, especially with this weapon, you'll see you can see it bounces. If I start spraying as well, it'll get tighter, and that is because this one has dynamic freaking sway. So I've actually started shooting at some things, but this one has dynamic sway, so obviously it's going to get tighter when you use it, or the more I hold down trigger and everything, which obviously is really dope. It's really cool that it kind of tells you that. But if I use something, of course, like a different one I have with heating up, this one's going to be a little bit different. So you'll see I don't have dynamic sway on this, and it will stay kind of, I don't know, obtuse, fat, circular. I don't know. It gets bigger basically because obviously it gets a lot more inaccurate, obviously, when you're shooting or firing down sights. Not a totally inaccurate, of course. It's still going to be the Shayura's doing well, but that is one thing that you can kind of see the difference of, and that's what I'm saying. They're trying to give you more information about what your weapon can do and what the role is doing. Another thing it actually has as well that's really cool is that it will highlight when you get close. So if you kind of think of like the no-scope, if you no-scope, you can see it goes red when you're in range. If I go close to these, it will go red. When I'm out of range, it will go back to being purple. Now, the colors as well is totally to do with your settings and everything, so don't think you're going to have purple and everything. It is to do your settings, but what makes this really interesting is that when I'm not in range, it means that I'm out of the range trying to fall off for this. So when you can see it's red. I hit him. Okay, I killed him. But it's red, I do 1835. But when he goes out of range, 1827. So you can see I'm starting to get the range fall off, which, as I said, I feel like that's a really cool feature. I think that's definitely one of the best things I've kind of seen with this so far. And as I said, you can't change the color, so we'll do it real quick. It's over in gameplay. So you can go to like a white reticle if you wanted to. And then the enemy one's actually the red one. So this is totally personal preference, by the way. We'll do black, so white and black. But you can see when I'm aiming at him, it's going to be white. And then when we get into range, it will go to black. Which, ooh, black's actually not too bad. Oh my god, we're getting blasted. Oh, I was too busy admiring the freaking colors. But yeah, that is the main premise of it. As I said, it's basically just kind of a lot more information you can kind of delve into. It's not the default, like if you use any sort of scope, I'm pretty sure nearly every single weapon in Destiny is just like a red dot set, unless it's got some fancy ass exotic scope or something. There's legit, the reticle is always just being a red dot. That's pretty much what it's always been, which I know some people will be happy with. And I do hope that if they do implement this in the future with some sort of formula like change, that you can go back to the default, because we've had the red dot for nigh on, what, 10 years? I think it's the decade now that Destiny's been out, so I wouldn't want them to kind of change stuff so late into the game and that people do not like. So it would be nice to have the option. I actually kind of do like it. I think it can go in pretty well. It feels pretty nice, and I do like that. It's just more information to kind of get from your gun and everything. So as I said, when you have dynamics, it's actually really sweet. And kill clip obviously doesn't really do anything for it. It makes a gun glow, so I mean, there's that, but I don't think it does anything to the reticle or whatever. But as I said, it is just really nice to kind of know, first of all, if you're in range of a target, and secondly, if you're getting like a good spray pattern or whatever. So you know if your gun's good stability when you can see that it tightens. That means that you've got a really good stable roll. If it's spreading, it means you got a really kind of, I wouldn't say terrible roll, but you definitely got a spreader of a roll. So you can see even when I'm moving and everything, bouncing around, it's honestly a pretty cool freaking feature. Now, I will say that with the dynamic, it is nice, but I think that if this was on other weapons, like if this was on a hand cannon, I would say this scope or this reticle is a no-go. I think on a freaking hand cannon, it would look absolutely terrible. And I think that it looks pretty bad without the dynamics. So you can see it bounces a lot. And it's pretty hard to tell what you're shooting at sometimes. Especially in PvE, it's probably not as big a deal. But definitely PvP, it'll make a big difference. It's not a pretty looking scope at the moment. I don't mind it too much in the SMG, as I said. But if you stick this in a hand cannon, ew. That's just straight up like, ew, straight away. I don't care what anyone says. It would look so bad, I feel, on a freaking hand cannon. But I feel like this is definitely going to be a big deal more so for PvP. PvE can kind of get away with it or whatever. But PvP, 100%, we're going to have to try that. So we'll go into that now because I think we're done with PvEs. Alrighty, so we are going to be on, of course, is there a dude here? What the? Okay, we're going to be on, of course, obviously, the fragment with my shayuras. And this one's going to be like PvP. Now, I will say PvP. It's going to affect the guns a little bit more. Oh my god, that's freaking yo. But it'll affect the weaponry a little bit more and kind of give you a bit more, I'd say, feedback. But also, a bigger reticle kind of does interrupt your kind of flow and aim and everything like that. Because obviously, it's going to be more cluttery, as I said. But one of the neat things is you can see he was full purple there. Which I know for a fact means I was out of range. But when it's red, it means I can do full damage. Which I think that's a massive bonus to the weapon. Having the red dot isn't bad or anything. And it never used to be either. It's still good, but it means that I know when I'm in the right engagement for a fight. So he's purplish. Now, buddy. Oh my god, I'm so dead. No! He's 1 HP as well. Oh, I ran out of freaking bullets. But it means that when you're taking fights, you kind of know if you're in the optimal range of time to kill, which I think actually makes a big difference. Because as I said, especially if you're going to be using like auto rifles and everything, it means you know if you need to peek or if you should just dip. Like, if I'm using a hand cannon, I see some guy with like a pulse and I'm not within range, I should probably not fight it. Now, oh my freaking walls everywhere. God damn freaking so fast walls. We get the kill though. But yeah, I knew I was in range there because he was all red and everything, which, as I said, especially because you can change the colors really freaking consistently or really quickly. What did I get hit by there? Oh, it's the freaking tight what? But I know I'm out of range there, and you can see I'm still out of range, only doing 18. But it means that you know if you're going to be in the right ranges for killing people. So yeah, if I see a pulse rifle, I'm using hand cannon, I don't see my reticle red when I quick peek or whatever, I'm probably not going to reswing it because I'm probably going to lose that fight and we'll get that killed. It gives you a bit more benefits to it. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, yeah, but there's a skill gap in that and all this sort of crap. I understand that, but having range fall off on certain weapons is like one of the most annoying things ever that happens, especially with different freaking weapons. Every time you use a freaking hand cannon, it's a different type. Oh my god, I got to the others. But every time you use a different type of hand cannon, you freaking different types of ranges and everything. It's so hard to keep up with all different rolls too. So it's just a nice tooltip to kind of keep you going. But yeah, I will reiterate that this Shayura feels nice because first of all, it's a good weapon. And secondly, with the spray sort of weapon, the reticle is not too big a deal when it comes to being cluttered. But I do think, generally speaking, that I don't think this would be good on a hand cannon at all. I think that this sort of, oh, my kill's gonna get robbed. Oh, they killed themselves. What the hell? But I think that on a hand cannon or any sort of like single firing sort of weapons, this sort of cumbersome reticle isn't gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a little bit messy. But I do think that if they're gonna bring out these special reticles, they probably have certain types for different types of, oh, that's the freaking grenade launcher, dude. But each type of weapon should have their own reticle. I'm hoping so anyway. Obviously, this is nothing confirmed in stone, and this is Bungie looking for feedback at the moment, so none of this might even happen. So I would definitely say take this like with just basically giving your feedback. That's the best way of looking at it, buddy. Stop with the grenade launcher melee combo. But yeah, this is our time for feedback and everything with it. Now, buddies, as I said, stop with the dumbass freaking, oh my god, I'm gonna get pushed. Oh my god, okay, heal. Is that heavy? Oh my god, it was. Yo, boys, why is all going for freaking me? What the hell is this? And this guy actually went for it. I'm kill clipped with a freaking well. Come on, buddy. Peek me. Peekaboo. Oh my god, he ran away. It makes sense. But I will say that, yeah, it is really nice that Bungie have given us a weapon like this. It's sort of like a public test round, which he's gonna try freaking jump on me with a grenade launcher. I can already tell, buddy. My good god, this is not all that guy is doing. But yeah, I do like that they kind of given us like a public test round with this sort of weapon, which I think is really cool. Obviously, I would ask for a public test round freaking server, but we can barely keep our actual servers up. You think that we're going to be able to keep up freaking a public test as well? No sir. But I will definitely say that it is really cool to kind of get it. I think that giving us a tester of things before they actually implement them is a big deal, because it means that we can play around, tell them what's good, tell them what's bad. And that's an invisible dude. What the hell? But it means we can tell them what's good, tell them what's bad. I think at the moment, I do like it a lot. I know people will have different opinions on it, but that's the point of feedback, boys. But I do actually think it's really cool to change. The only thing I'm just going to say is that feedback-wise, I don't mind the change. I do think that they should have the option, though, of letting people stay to what's on now in terms of the original designs, just a red dot, because we've had it for so long. And also the fact that if it's going to be a hand cannon or anything like that, it can't be this cumbersome. It cannot be this big. I think it needs to be smaller. It just needs to be the dot, I think. I would 100% rather if Bungie just let us create our own crosshairs. I think that would be my biggest feedback for it. But that's obviously a massive design change and everything. But overall, I think it's a massive deal. We got to test this out early. I do think that's a big thing. As I said, I'd love to try it out in a hand cannon next. If they gave us that before, of course, maybe even next season or before they implement it, that would be freaking dope. Well, that is it for me. And of course, the Shayura's rat tester sort of scope. As I said, I really do like it. I think this change would be really cool. And I do think that overall, it is a really big change. I would just, as I said, I would love to get this before they implement it with like a hand cannon or something. Maybe a hand cannon, a sidearm would be really dope too. Anything that's single fire, even like a scout rifle if they want to. Anything that's single fire and not an absolute bullet hose. Because 600 RPM freaking submachine gun, it's going to go well with this reticle. Hand cannon, not so much. I think it's really nice to be able to get these testers. So yeah, definitely try to give your feedback to them. And if there's any Bungie devs here, hey, welcome to the channel. I kind of just like have fun in the game. I don't really do anything too serious. It's the most serious video I've probably done in God knows how long. But yeah, I will say go on Reddit, go on Twitter, go on the Bungie forums, give your feedback on what you like or what you dislike about this reticle, and just let your voice be heard, boys. Let your voice be heard. But regardless, if you like the video, show us a like. And if you want to see more content, subscribe. Fantastic day. And hopefully I'll see you next collective in the next one.